Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you may have noticed that we're currently living in some fairly challenging times. As if the state of the environment, with global warming and extreme weather conditions, wasn't enough, we're also having to deal with the financial crisis, with governments printing money at a faster rate than company CEOs can increase their bonuses. At no other time in history have we been faced with so many major challenges all hitting us at the same time. Now, call me a disillusioned dreamer, but could there be a connection between this and the fact that so many people around the world are now completely comfortable with terms such as karma, aura, and mindfulness? Could this be a time when global consciousness is at a higher level than it has ever been in the past? Whatever your position is on this, there can be no doubt that there's a greater awareness for alternative ways of living that offer freedom from the drudgery of most people's 9-to-5 existence. I'm sure that it's not only me who believes that each of us are here in our own unique perspective to experience challenges individually in order to reach a state of enlightenment. I know it's that E word again. It always generates a lot of confusion, but essentially it means living a life of contentment, being free of fear. That's not the surface fear that you experience when you leave your home, wondering if you've left the iron on. It's a deeper level where someone has reached such a level of understanding about the universe that they realize this experience we're having on this physical plane is purely a game. They realize, the same as Einstein did that time, as we currently know it, doesn't exist. And the reality is that there is no beginning and there is no end. There is only the present moment. I know that that's a hard concept to swallow, but if you can accept it, then you will see how it's impossible to experience fear when there is only the present moment. Even if you experience fear from something that's happened in the past, the fear that you're experiencing is based on how that past event will affect the future. So it's still connected with the future. As fear is a dominant characteristic of ego, once that fear is recognized and diluted from your life, then you're free to be or do whatever you want, whenever you want. And you can do this without any thought of any future consequence that would normally prevent you from taking that action. When I tell people, a frequent response is, if everyone can do what they want, does that mean they could murder someone? When we're truly present and connected to Source, then you wouldn't have the desire to murder anyone. Actions like these come about as a result of fear. So when we're free of fear, then the desire to behave in harmful ways to others would never eventuate. One of the positive aspects of social media is that it allows us all now to see through the illusionary veil that the elite have been using to control us throughout history. Thanks to social media, we're now able to communicate more freely and get a fuller understanding of what's really happening in the world. As this fog of control is lifted, even those who would have been the original instigators of that control are themselves starting to question reality. Many of them who have directly experienced the results of that control are starting to realize that there's a lot more to life than having a bigger house and flashier car than your neighbor. With social media, we're all now able to see, regardless of our own direct experiences, that being rich or famous is no longer the ultimate answer. Of course, this isn't all of them, but from what I can see, there are sufficient numbers of wealthy and powerful people who appear to be readjusting their values to benefit others and not just themselves. In my previous videos, I've pointed out the effects that AI is having on our development and how present moment living can alleviate the fear around those changes. To me, the fact that AI has suddenly emerged at this time, with the chaos it's causing, and with no expert able to provide answers, is on its own quite incredible. Whilst there will still be those who are holding on to the delusion of control, it's my belief that the overall effect of AI will be the catalyst for positive change in all of our lives. But ultimately, this will be down to each one of us to take responsibility for that direction. And the only way to ultimately know which direction to go in can only ever be found in the present moment. So I'll see you there.